Hello everyone, my name is Matima Delight and welcome to my channel. Here I post sewing tutorials. Today's video is all about the making of this elastic shorts you see on your screen. It's an elastic shorts with pocket. So I'll be showing you how I made this short and how you can also make it. So let's just get right into the video. For this tutorial, I won't be using any pattern paper. We'll be cutting directly on our fabric. So you will need three lines here. Our waistline, our crouch length line, and our full length line. So the first thing I did is my waistline. This will be where I will start marking everything I want. So now next I'm doing right now to get the full length of my shorts, and I'm working with 17. 17 is the full length of my shorts. So I'm marking 17. After marking 17, I'll use my ruler to make straight lines. I just create a straight line there, and that point will be our full length. Now you can go ahead to mark to write FL as full length. So now the next thing I want to work on is our crouch length. I do get my crouch length by dividing my hip by 4 and adding 1 inch to my hip duration measurement. So after I'm doing that, I will make marks there. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just creating our crouch length. Next, I'll use my ruler to draw and make a straight line. Okay, now that's done, I'm going to go over to our waistline. So at my waistline, I want to work with my hip here. I'm going to be working with my waist measurement. So my hip measurement I'll be working with. My hip, I'll divide it by 4 and I'll mark exactly my hip measurement on my waistline. Why? The reason is because we're going to pass an elastic through this. So and we wouldn't want it to be like if we use our waist measurement, it's going to be too tight. The elastic when passed should not be able to fit us, but when you use your hip, it's going to be like okay. So on my crouch length, I'm also going to mark my hip measurement under my crouch length. So that's done. I'll use my ruler to connect them. That's my hip measurement on my waistline and the hip measurement on my crouch length. Now that's done. Now on our crouch length again, we're going to divide our laps measurement by 2. Your hip will be divided by 4, but your laps will be divided by 2. So I'm just writing laps on that crouch length. You can write laps on that part, you can write crouch length, whatever I will use so you will not get confused. So I have W for waist, CH for crouch length, and FL for full length. So going back to that crouch length, I want to divide my laps by 2. Our laps is divided by 2 and our hip is divided by 4. Laps you divide it by 2. So I'm marking the division of my laps measurement by 2. That's done. Under my crouch length, I want to go up by 1.5. Having done that, I'll create like a curve. So if you're not able to see this well, it's because I'm using a pencil. Okay. So now that's done. On our full length line, we're going to divide our round thighs by 2. Divide our round thighs by 2 and mark it there. If you notice, I'm not adding any allowance. I'm just marking my measurements. Okay. So next, I'm going to use my ruler to connect this. So now if you notice, the only line we're missing here is our allowance line. I will still add our allowance to this. This is just exactly my trouser length without the allowance. So now I'm marking 2-inch allowance to the length of this my shirt. Okay, so now I'm going to use my ruler to draw this my allowance line. After doing that, I will just extend my lines all the way down. I will extend it in such a way that when I fold my shorts, it's like we fold the down part of our shorts, so it wouldn't be less. So just see the way I curve that allowance part and curve yours like mine. Okay, so now that's done. The only thing we need to do now is to cut this out, so we can now cut our back. So now we're just going to use our scissors and we'll cut round this. Okay, I folded my material into two again, and I placed my front part of my short on this folded part. So see the way I placed it and place yours like mine. I placed such a way that that the part that is folded has my, will I say, my crouch length to it. So now at this my lapse part, I want to mark three. Like I want to mark 3 inch at that point. So just try to adjust. I'm just trying to adjust my my material in such a way that we're able to get 3 inch allowance at my lapse point. So using my tape at that lapse part, I want to mark in 3 inch. See? So now I'm going to use my pencil to mark a straight line exactly at that my 3 inch. Now at this up part, you can mark 2.5, you can mark 2 inch. It just depends on what you want. So I'm marking 2 inch at that point. At my waistline, I have 2 inch. At my laps, I have 3 inch. And at my allowance part, I have another 2 inch. So I mark 2 inch at my full length part and 2 inch at my allowance part. Okay, don't forget our waist we have 2 inch, laps we have 3 inch, full length we have 2 inch, and allowance we have 2 inch. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to use my pencil to connect these lines now. So now going to sorry, using my pen, my ruler, I will connect these lines. Okay, so going over to my waist um line, I want to create a curve. So I'm just marking 2 inch somewhere um on my crouch line. Then I want to make a curve. Just what I'm, in case I'm confusing you what I'm saying. Just look how I'm making a curve and curve yours like mine. After that, you can go ahead to use your scissors to cut around this. So I've cut around the back part. So I just want to use my scissors now to open up the front. Because remember I folded into two. So I want to open up that part out because I want it to be separate. So this is just all for the cutting of our shorts. What we're going to be doing next is now going to be the whole sewing of it. Okay, so now this is how our front part and our back part is looking like. So you can use a pencil to mark the back part of it so you know which part is back and which part is front. So you write B for back and F for front. Okay, so now bringing my front part up, I want to make I want to now from my waist length, that my waist part, I want to go down by 7. This is just length for my pocket, like so I will know where my pocket would stop. So I'm marking 7. After marking 7, please forget about what I'm doing up right now. I wanted to do something in fact, but I ended up not doing what I wanted to do. So now at this part I marked 7. I just made a notch here, but you can decide to make a cut, a half-inch cut. Like I said before, please forget about what I'm doing at the up parts at the waistline right now. I actually ended up doing nothing at that part. So the only notch you should focus on is the notch at the waist, at the full length part. So this is just me creating that half-inch notch at that 7 we have at that point. Okay, so here I've cut out my pocket. How I cut out my pocket is that I folded my material into two. For the length, that's from top to bottom, I have 15, and for the beads, I'm working with 8. So what I'm just doing now, at this bottom part, I'm marking 7 inch. Now use my pen to make a mark. Make the same mark at the other side of this. I'll do the same with the other pocket. Don't forget to cut our pocket. You just need to fold your material into two. For the length, we have 15, and for the width, we have 8. So now watch how we're going to place our pocket on this. So at that notch part of my front, that 7 I marked down, I made a notch. I'm going to bring up my pocket, placing it front to front. Remember, I also made a mark of my pocket at that 7. I made a mark, if you notice, I made a mark at my pocket to 7. That's from the down part. I want the 7 at my pocket and this notch part of my the front part of this my short to be the same. So I'm going to sew from the notch part all the way up, not down oh, all the way up. You can go ahead also notch half inch of that your 7 you marked at your pocket. So I'm going to push this it aside. So you see why I'm pushing it aside. I'm going to sew all the way up. Okay, so this is how it's looking like after sewing. So you're going to use your iron to press this down flat. Okay, here, so I just folded this pocket up. So what I'm doing next is that I want to join my pockets together. So use your iron tool and you also press that part down flat too. Okay, so I'm done ironing now. What I'm doing next is that this is how my pocket would be. Like you see how I place the material. This is how your pocket would be on your shorts. So now I'm placing my pockets together front to front. See the way I folded it down, fold yours like mine. Getting that 7 at the other end of my pocket, you can create a notch again at that point if you want. So what I want to do next is what to do now is this. From that my notch, I want to sew all the way down, closing up my pocket. So I try to fold it up, facing back to back. So the back is facing each other. I will sew all the way round. So look at I've sewed the back to back all the way around. So I'm just trimming out all the excesses. Now remember after sewing back to back, I'm now like turning it up. So now look at we now have front to front facing each other. In case you don't understand what I'm doing, just watch the video and see what I did and also do yours like mine. So now this is how our pocket should be. So what I want to do next is that I just want to top stitch round that part we sewed on. Okay, so I've top stitched on that my pocket, and I remember we're going to stop at that our knot we made. So now this is just how our pocket is looking like. Let me place on the table so you can see it very well. So this is how our pocket is looking like. Okay, so now we are done with this. So what we want to do next is that we want to pick up our back part of this so we can join um our back to our front. So next I want to use my pin to hold my pockets and like to hold my pockets up together. So just see what I'm doing. See where I'm placing it and pinning them down. So after pinning this down, you can go ahead to top stitch at the top part of your shorts. Okay, so what I'm doing next is I'm picking up the front, sorry, the back part of this. We want the two sides of our back to be like touching each other. See the way I'm placing my back. So I have my back being placed on my front. So see where I'm placing it and place yours like mine. So what I want to go ahead from, I'm going to start from the bottom part and I'll make a half-inch stitch. When I reach that part I notch, I'll pull it together so I can stitch it almost close to the fact close to the pocket. The only thing that we'll try not to sew on our pockets. I don't know if you get me. So this is what I've done after sewing. This what I have. I also went ahead to top stitch on my pocket and on my front part, sorry, where my pocket is, and this is how it's looking like. So now to go on, I'll trim out those excesses now, excesses of my pocket. I will trim it out. So now we're going to repeat the whole process of our pockets and the joining of our back to our front on the other part of our shorts. Okay, so here I've attached my pockets to both sides of my shorts. So this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to open it up like this. So you open up yours like how you see me opening up mine. Okay. So I'm going to bring up the other part of my short and I'll place it front to front. So see where I'm placing it, and place the front part should be touching the front part and the back part of it should be touching the back part. Like just see how I place and place yours like mine. What I'll do next, I want to make half of an inch stitch on my crouch line. Okay, so now that I'm done, this is just how it's looking like. I've joined the two front parts of my shorts together. Next, we are to attach our belt. Our belt is going to be 1.5 by width. So see the way I attach my belt and attach yours to it, like how you see me attaching mine. So by length I have by width I have 3. When folded I have 1.5. When making yours, do yours 4. So now make the width of your pocket of your belt 4. So when folded, need to be 2 inch. So I'm just joining. I'm joining my belt together. See what I'm folding up my material into two, front to front, and I want to stitch from my belt all the way down to the crouch line of my back. So placing it equal to equal, I'm going to sew from top part of this to the down part. So we'll first sew this first. So after joining the crouch length of my back, this is what I have. So now what I'm going to do next is that I'm just going to fold it once. After marking, we're going to mark 1.5. So you're going to mark from the parts you sewed up, you get 1.5, you mark it and you just fold the rest in. Okay, so this is just me marking. I want to mark that 1.5. So using my I'm using a 1 inch elastic for this my short. So I'm marking 1.5 right now. From that line I use that and attach my belt to my shirt. I'm going to mark 1.5 all the way, like all round of my belt. After marking that 1.5, you see the way I folded this? I'm going to fold this like this and I will sew on top of the line. So why I told you to make yours 4, that's when folded to be 2, so that you have enough space at this back part where you weave out. This style is the style when done I'll weave out the excesses of the belt. So remember to leave a little gap where you pass your elastic through. You can leave like a 1 inch, 1.5 or 1 inch gap where you pass your elastic through this your belt. So this is just how mine is looking like. So next I want to pass my elastic around this my waist belt. We're going to pass this elastic through that little gap we need for our elastic to pass through. Don't forget that this elastic you're passing through should be something that will fit your waist and wouldn't be slipping through. I don't know if you got what I'm saying, but your elastic that you're going to pass through this, make sure it's going to accommodate your waist and like it's not going to be loose and be falling out. So look at, I've passed my elastic through this and I went ahead to top stitch at that part where I passed my elastic through. So now the next thing we want to do now, which is almost like the last thing we want to do now, is that we want to join these shorts together. So we're going to turn this over to the back, but before that, please fold the down part of your shorts. So you double fold down part of your shorts. So here I folded the down part of my shorts and this is just how it's looking like. So now we can go ahead to turn this over to the back so we can just join our shorts together. Okay, so here I'm just flipping it over to the back. Okay, after flipping it over to the back, this is how it's looking like. So time for us to just join our shorts. We're going to join our shorts at this part, that this or join our part at this part now you see right now. That's the part we need to join together. So what you're going to do next is that when you're going to fold this into like fold this into two, like so it can be equal to equal. See where I'm folding it and you fold yours like mine equal to equal, then you can go ahead to mark your thighs round measurement. Having done that, you use your pencil to make a mark at that point. So you should have like 1 inch or 1.5 extra allowance at that point. So I'm just marking my round thighs measurement at the other end of at the other side, sorry, of my shorts. Use a pencil and you or your chalk, anyone, and you make a mark there. So now that's done, what we want to do next is that we want to extend those lines to meet the other part. So if you have 1 inch, that means you're going to sew with round inch, one inch all the way round. So I have 1 inch, so I'm marking one inch all the way round. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So after marking that one inch, we're going to go ahead to our sewing machine. I want to sew that part up. So this is just how it's mine is looking like. I've sewed around that part. So next I'll turn this up to the front and I'll show you how it's looking like. This is the end of the cutting and the sewing of this shirt. Like, we're done with it. This is just how it's looking like. What we want to do next is I want to use our iron to iron it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to iron this your shirt up. After ironing it, to make iron will make it look more nice and neat. So this is just the end result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I've seen it like twice already. Just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you.